Welcome everybody. I do have a really beautiful card to try to demonstrate for you. We're in the midst of a very busy time at Stampin' Up. We are starting today promoting the Last Chance Products sale in both our annual catalog and in our, okay, so here's our annual catalog. This is retiring at the end of April, which is the end of this month. Our Last Chance Products is available starting today until supplies last. Now that's the whole thing about it. These are all the things that are retiring, and there are several pages, and this is back and front. So probably your best bet is to go to the website and go and look at the online store to find out exactly what it is. There are a lot of things that are definitely there are some things that are as much as 60% off. So sometimes it's better to do a little bit of math here and figure out when they are retiring a bundle and there is a deal and it's on sale, it's better to go ahead and buy those items separately rather than buying that bundle. So keep that in mind as you're looking at those things. So that's the Last Chance sale on the annual for the annual catalog. The mini catalog is also retiring, and there is a Last Chance sale with regard to the items in this catalog. And these items are, again, several pages. Okay, so it's back and front. And many of these items are at least up to 60% off. So it is one of those things where the sooner you get it, you make a decision and you purchase it, the more you're guaranteed to get it, because things will sell out very, very quickly. There are a lot of things in the annual catalog, for example, the Stamparatus, which is an item that we use our stamp positioning tool, and we are always using that to help us make sure, particularly if you're stamping a lot of the same kinds of things, that particular item is retiring, and that the reason being, I have heard, has to do with maybe some legal implications or some legal issues with the Stamparatus, and so I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't think it's the fault of Stampin' Up, but I think it's some other things that are ongoing. So anyway, and things that are supplies as far as magnets, grid paper, all of the little plates that go with the Stamparatus, those kinds of things, they're all retiring, so they will be going. And if it doesn't completely sell out at the end of this time period, we will put it on our online exclusives. So that's what they're going to end up doing with at least with the Stamparatus, and they may do that with several other items. However, there's no guarantee. I cannot tell you. Nobody can predict how that's going to go, so be careful. If you have something you want to purchase, you need to get it now. And in addition to that, we as demonstrators had the opportunity today to start, anyway, pre-ordering the new in colors and the new other core colors and the returning colors from previous from previous times when we did color refresh or retired in colors. So anyway, all that's going on, so it's been kind of busy and been kind of hectic. But so here's what we're doing tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into this and show you how to do this. And I'm sure many of you know are familiar with quilting enough to know that you can, and I probably should have done this at an angle, but I just did it straight across. I did this with the envelope, just took the strips that I had. Now, these strips are half an inch wide and 6 inches long. Now, I'll show you how we put this together, and this is a thick basic white card base. and I will tell you the colors that I used and all that kind of thing. So this is what we're going to do, and it's going to take a little time to get this situated and set up. So I want to make a point of showing you the items that we have. I have another card that's another quilting kind of card, and a couple of other ones that have to do with using paper scraps. All right, so here is our envelope, but I have not done yet. Maybe I'll try the other angle on this one. So this is a kind of a departure from what I normally do. Normally I have everything all ready and ready to go and so forth. I do have that with our sentiment and our layer. This is done in Sweet Sorbet, and this is the from the Good Feelings stamp set, the Cling Mount stamp set. I am using, I did use the color and the Scalloped Contours Dies for the background layer, and then the piece of these rectangle stitched rectangles for this. This is retiring, just saying. It's retiring more than likely because everybody has it, and so it's not been one of the high sales thing. So everybody has this already. But if you don't have one and you want this, and I think it's been a wonderful set, I've used it an awful lot. The rectangle stitched die set is part of the retiring list. Okay, so keeping that in mind. All right, now we have these pieces, and we're going to deal with that in a few minutes. Here is our basic white, thick basic white. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Okay. Then I have a piece of basic white, regular basic white. It's 4 1/4 by, no, it's 4 by 5 1/2, 5 1/4, excuse me. 4 by 5 1/4. And this is the layer that's going to go on here once we get finished. Now I debated when I was doing this whether or not I was going to put it on a piece of colored cardstock, and I could have put it on the Sweet Sorbet or the Balmy Blue or the Fresh Freesia or that's probably Granny Apple Green or the Starry Sky or whatever. Anyway, these are all colors from the most recent In Color thing that we had. So, but I didn't do that because I thought, well, this is just showing you. You can do that if you prefer to do that and pop it up, and it'll give it a slightly different look. But I wanted to really make that this piece stand out. So let's go ahead and look at that. Now we've got this all done here, and I'm going to make sure that this is nicely folded and even. All right. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside just a minute. All right, so what you do, you have your 4 by 5 1/4 piece right here. You're going to take your adhesive, and I'm going to use this adhesive. You can use the glue, but I find that the glue might dry before I get everything together on it, and then this doesn't. So I'm just going to just continue to put row upon row of adhesive on this, and you can see I just keep going and just cover the entire piece. Okay, even if you leave a little gap, it's okay because that'll get taken up. And here we go. It does use a lot of adhesive. Okay, now I hope you can see that that's what I did. You can kind of see how well done that is. Okay, so that's very much saturated or covered in adhesive. So I'll put that over to the side here. Okay. So that is my stamp and seal that I used. Typically I would use the Tombow, but I didn't choose to do that this time. I have several pieces here that are 6 inches long and 1/2 inch wide, and I just took the 6 by 6 paper, and this is the Tea Boutique paper, by the way. I took that paper, and there are 2 sides obviously to it, and you can see this one was already used. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to make the dark color here, and I think I'm going to do this. All right. Now this does not reach totally all the way, but I'm going to put it off the edge right there, and I'm going to try to see if I can get that pretty straight. Then I'm going to take this and butt that up against it. Okay. And then it's going to hang off the edge. The pieces are going to hang off the edge, and that's perfectly fine. We have our snips. We're going to do something with that in a minute. Okay, so that gives me the piece across the middle. And then from that point in time, I start making adding little pieces to it, and changing it and adding, I try to add at least the same color 3 times. So I'm going to put a piece, butt this up against this middle piece, like that, okay? Then I'm going to take this, another piece here, and I'm going to, you're just going to kind of just stick them all across here willy-nilly, and just try to, I'd like do 2 or 3 pieces next to each other, and then switch directions. It really kind of makes it a little bit more interesting to do it that way. You do have a flower side that you could use, but I decided not to use my flower side. I'm going to go with the pattern side. And you just keep stacking them up against each other, okay? And you can, you know, however you want to do it. Let's see. I'm going to take this piece and do that. Okay, so you're just basically putting all these pieces together. I'm going to take this one here. Again, putting them next to each other, and this way you can rearrange this just a little bit on this thing. I want to make sure I get that exactly flush to the edge there. All right, so this is what it looks like. Then I'm going to take and go kind of slightly different angle. I'm going to take this piece and go here, and I'm going to do maybe this piece here. Just do whatever. And I'm going to take that back piece. Let's see. I've got all these pieces to just sort of choose from. So, as I said, I try to make sure I use 3 of that. Okay, that one is pink. I haven't used that one yet. Use this one. No, we haven't used that one yet either. Okay, good. Now you can see that some of these are not as long, and that's because I used my, there we go. I cut them off the edges of it. And this can be very interesting. I'm not so sure I like this striped piece because of that, but I'm going to use that again anyway, because the white in the middle of it is kind of, I don't know, just doesn't make me happy. Okay, and I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put that right there. Put that up against that part. Okay. This piece, I'm going to take it and go here. So maybe we're going to do a stripe section over here. And you just keep doing this all the way around until you cover it. And, okay, I think I'm going to do this piece here. Oops, no, I'm going to pick this one here. Okay, and I want to put there. And you can use as many pieces as you want. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this on here. Actually, no. I want it to go this way. Okay, you see how that's starting to sort of make almost a star pattern? Okay, I haven't used this one yet. Let's put this, I haven't done the pink one yet either, and the purple. There we go, got some more. Okay, that piece there. Let's do this piece here. You do end up, I mean, you can start with a piece of paper that's bigger than this, and then fill it up, and then cut the paper down if you want to. But I did not do that. I wanted to just sort of stay with a piece of paper. So I've used this 3 times, I've used twice, I've used this twice, I've used the yellow twice, I've used the stripe one. I'm going to put this one right here, because that gives me that little piece that I need to fill in. Okay, there's 3 times with my yellow. So I just chose that randomly, that idea that I was going to try to use each color at least 3 times. This one's only been used once, so I think I'm going to put this here. That's twice. Okay. Let's see. That piece has only been used once. Let's put this piece here. And then you see I have these little bitty pieces that I need to fill in, so I'm going to have to go with the purple, pink. I don't want to use the pink again, against pink, that doesn't work. Ah, yes, use my green. Nope, I'm going to use my green right here. That covers that little spot up. Okay. And I may have to do a pink. Oh, I haven't used this one more than once. Let's put this piece here. Okay, and this piece pretty much here. Whoops. Okay, and then there's just a tiny little piece, and what I can do is I can, in just a minute, those pieces will, oops, that will go away for you. Whoops, that did not, because I need a little glue there. Okay, that did not get glue. What happened to my piece? Okay, well, I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to put this like that. That's okay. There we go. All right, so that's only that little tiny piece, and watch what I'm able to do with that. Okay, so now we have this all done. Flip it over and just start trimming the edge of the pieces along the back side. Some pieces might come off. Hold on, looks like I have a little piece that wants to do its own thing here. Let's turn that back. Okay. So just keep doing this, and then turn and do all your little pieces. This is a great way to use up all those scraps that I know we have and we keep. We all do this because we love paper, and particularly pretty paper. And there we go. And you can always, if you can't fill in a certain, see there's a little piece right there that I probably can use. Okay. And here's a little piece here that I might be able to use as well. So for any little spots that didn't get filled in. So let's see. All right, there's that little spot. There are a couple of the little tiny pieces here. That's too small, although that's pretty darn good. Okay, see how pretty that looks? All right, let's hold on. There's that piece, and then there's this piece. Excuse me while I grab that. There we go. This will work better. And even though that's going to make it, okay, hold on. There. Okay, there you go. So there is our quilted piece, our crazy quilt. See what I did? Just with a bunch of scraps of paper. I think it's the coolest thing, and it's really, really fast. And none of them will look exactly the same. They'll all be very different. But obviously I used the same paper, but I started out with a different color across the middle. The key thing is starting that one piece across the middle and then kind of juxtaposing the pieces against each other in kind of a pattern. Okay, so there you go, and that's what we're going to do with this. So now I did not pop it up. You can use dimensionals to pop it up if you'd like to, if you want to see, but I did pop up my sentiment, so I'm just going to leave that there. And I am going to, here's my thing again here. I'm going to do this one more time and make sure that this is correct. All right, there we go. And even. Okay, so we can go ahead and glue that on here. I will use my multi-purpose glue. Oh, there's a little piece there. Okay. So I'm just going to do that right along the edge there. Okay. So with all this retiring paper happening, this just kind of came to me as an idea. I just went through my stamp room and looked at the stuff that I have and took things off the shelves that are retiring. It's not a very happy time. Unfortunately, lots of things are retiring, and that includes paper, and I have all kinds of things I have to take off my shelf because I am a demonstrator and I can't demonstrate with those items once they're retired. So, and that's only fair because I don't want to demonstrate with something that you all can't get your hands on. That's just not right. It's like, eat a good chocolate chip cookie in front of a starving person, and it's just not right. Just not right. Okay, so there we go with that. So I'm going to mount this on my piece of my background, and this is the sweet sorbet. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a scrap that I had done some, not embossing, but I had scored to make with something. But anyway, it doesn't matter because that's going to be covered up, and all you're going to see is the part that's the rippled part or the scalloped part. So, and the ink that I use, by the way, is this sweet sorbet. And I'm just going to put this down here. Now, I did decide, to the side here. I did decide to go ahead and, sorry, this is a little crooked there. There we go. Try to get that fairly even on there so that you can see some scallops. Okay. There we go. I did decide to pop this up, and then I added some little of this is not this Baker's Twine. I'm not sure if it's retiring or not. The list is just mind-boggling. The 2022-2024 In Color Baker's Twine pack probably is retiring, but one of the colors in here is the Sweet Sorbet, and I do like Baker's Twine for tying tiny little things, you know, and adding a little accent onto it. And I also decided to use the Matte Decorative Dots, and there are Sweet Sorbet ones right here. So you might think this is a little bit too much, but, oh, and I forgot to bring my glue dots. Hold on. Definitely need my glue dots, and that way we can put this together. All right, so let's go ahead and mount this on here. I didn't put anything on the inside of the card, but I just thought, you know, that is just so pretty and colorful, and it just, you make this a birthday card, you can make this a card, a sympathy card, you can, you know, a get well card, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to do this. Sorry. And put plenty so I can balance this out. And again, this is something that will probably go in the mail, so I want to make sure that I have plenty of room to, if it gets squished in the mail. And by the way, my daughter's birthday card was a beautiful card. It got caught, I guess, in one of the postal machines, and I'm surprised it made it to her in one piece. I was really quite upset when I saw what it looked like, but she said it's still a beautiful card and she really appreciated it. But anyway, so, and I even put a piece of extra cardboard in there so that it wouldn't, you know, the embellishments on it wouldn't cause it to get stuck. But apparently that wasn't enough. Okay, so let's make, and I have 3 on here, 3 little tiny, there we go, 3 little tiny bows. I should have done some of these ahead of time. I'm sorry. These are going to be, okay. And you can manipulate this around a little bit, you know, and get it to squish and be as small as or as large as you want it to be. And twist this around. And once you get that glue dot on there, that'll help a whole lot. All right, so there's a little one, and I'm just gonna cut this using my take your pick tool. Grab a glue dot. I'm gonna roll my glue dot up a little bit. Okay, because this is a very small little bow. Try to manipulate that piece around there for me, and I'm going to put that right there on the back of my bow. Okay, and there is that piece, and I'm going to put a little one right there. Okay, let's do that 2 more times and we'll be done. Try to start small and work with this. Okay. Oops. There. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Oops, that's too tiny. And there are days when my hands feel like lobster claws. Here we go, come on. Let's go back in this. That made it way tiny. And of course this is going to happen on, whoops. Okay, this is just going to happen on a live. Of course, I'm trying to cinch this out. And make it a little bit bigger. Back up there, come on. There we go. All right. I have to figure out which end to There, see, that's such a nice little bow. Take this side down just a smidge. Okay. All right, I'm trying to make the sides the same, so I'm just going to take that and, okay, another glue dot. Take it, roll it up on itself a little bit. Okay, there's the glue dot. You can see that. I'm just going to squish it together a little bit there on the end of my Take Your Pick tool. All right, here's this piece. Put it on the back of the bow. And add that here. Okay, and one more. I think my bows are getting better. My bows are getting better. Let's see. Okay. Just grab the center knot and then pull, and it's called I can't think of the word. Okay. There we go. All right, I'm hoping that people will get a chance to, there we go, I think I'll let that be. Okay. And, okay, there we are, all my little pieces here. Schmoozing, I don't know what it's called. I'll put a little one. That one's actually a little long, I think. I take those ends down a little bit. There we go. All right, one more glue dot. There we go. All right. Make sure I get that right. And put one on the top over here. Okay, there it is. And I take it apart. Add that to the top over there. All right, now I did put one of the sweet sorbet, and I only had the large ones left. I could probably put a little one, but I think a little one might get missed. So I only had the large ones in this color left. Okay, and there we go. And there is our card. Now, if you wanted to do something with the envelope, and again, we could do this very quickly, and I think maybe we have time. Okay, just a little bit. I'm going to, just like we do the other, you know, take the 6-inch piece, or the, yeah, piece that is 6 inches long, and we just sort of butt it up against the edge of that. Okay, and then we're going to take our paper, and I did do it like this along, because this is exactly 6 inches. I did it like this because it made sense. I'm not sure it's going to work very easily this way. I mean, I could try it. We could certainly try it. We could certainly do that. There we go. And I have no problem trying that. The problem is going to be that edge right there. So we're going to have to cut around that edge. And there we go. Let's just, why not? You know? Why not? Let's put this piece on here. I like the fact that it's flush against that, so that you don't need to worry, you don't have to worry about that. Maybe we could try to use all the colors across this thing and see how that works. Here's my blue. That's not quite big enough. Where's my other blue? Okay. don't want to spend a lot of time. Here's a red one, here's a purple one, here's, okay. I don't think my blue is going to be, okay, maybe I can use my blue here in a minute. Let's see if that's not going to be big enough. Let's go with this piece. Okay. Although that's, nope, don't like that, because that's, okay. There. Now we can put this piece on. And there's a piece of blue. Okay, blue. Did I do the yellow stripe one yet? Nope, I don't think I did. And then the red one. Let's see, do this, oops, like that. And then this piece, don't like that yellow stripe. Don't like that yellow stripe. Sorry. Okay. And trying to find a piece that I have not used. This piece. Okay, right here. All right, so there we go. Now, what we have to do here, you see this piece. This is kind of slightly different. Here we go. We're going to cut along the top of the envelope. It's called cutting on the fly. Okay, so that's straight across the top. Pretty good. All right, now let's take this piece and let's cut around the edge of our envelope. This reminds me of watching Kelly Aitchison, because she does kind of some things on the fly sometimes too, and I don't usually operate that way. Try to plan things out pretty carefully so I don't have any surprises. I don't like surprises. Like tonight, when it looked like Facebook had decided to do its own thing, and there. Okay. That's pretty good. I might go back and add that. So there is your envelope. Here is your piece here. Okay? And that worked out quite well. All right, let's scoop this stuff over to the side and let me show you another one. This one I made this afternoon. This one is done with a piece of, and it was a 1 inch by 6 inches, and I took it and made a long rectangle, and I took it and I lined up the corners of each piece in the tray or in the trough or whatever you want to call it, the cutting trough, and my cutter. And then I took it and then just cut it in triangles, and I made all the points meet. When I first started it at one point, I was thinking of actually trying to make a starburst, but it didn't end up that way because I didn't place my pieces exactly right. But this is all right. This works. And again, it's the same idea of using paper pieces. And then this one I did actually pop up on the basic white, thick basic white cardstock, and used a circle punch, and then the stylish shapes, one of the in basic white. And sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. But you could make it like a sunshine thing, you know, a sunshine card. I didn't do anything to my envelope yet, but that's that piece. Another one I had, and it's one that I've had for a while, is taking like 1 inch squares, and this piece of it's like 2.5 inch square, and these are all 1 inch squares, and then you just sort of put 2 pieces down first and then the other 2 pieces opposite, and you can make a little design that way. And this is Sorry, let's show you. That's the way the card went. There's also a doily on underneath of that, and a piece of vellum that I had embossed in the background there. So that's an old one, and that's old designer series paper. And then the last one I'm going to show you is another one that is that's old. These are retired products, but you can use these strips. Are like 3/4 of an inch by yeah, and I think that's like 5 1/4. Yeah, it's 5 1/4. So they're 5 1/4 and they're 3/4 of an inch, and they were just glued on there. You would glue the two on the outside first, and then do the ones on the inside. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. And then they were these, and then put a design on it like flowers or butterflies or whatever you happen to have, and that really makes a nice card. But it is using those scraps. Okay, so my whole idea this time was to get you to use your paper scraps. So, all right, so that's what I have for you today. This is something that you can do with stuff that you probably already have on hand. The paper that I used is paper that is definitely on the retirement list. So I would make a point of trying to figure out, if there's something that you really, really need, please get it right away, because I cannot guarantee that it's not going to disappear quickly. Many of the things are probably already, today was the first day, and it's as supplies last. So that way, keep it in mind if you really want to get something. And in May, you'll be able to purchase the new in colors and so forth. So I'll keep you abreast of all that kind of information later. Take care, and make sure that you find some time this week to do something creative. And if you can do it every day, that would be great. Do something creative every day. Take care.